All right, Shalom. I want to start by saying, call law, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kakadash. Double honors to the powers of Israel, aka the powers of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim, continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick, I want to talk about an article I came across a couple days ago. Now, this article is from July 14th, and this is from The Guardian. And it reads, it's a financial shit, I guess the financial part is called the Observer or whatever. So it says, money for nothing, is universal basic income about to transform society? Is universal income about to transform society, right? And it says, the concept of a guaranteed income is gaining traction as a solution to the impact of AI and way to encourage more rewarding and socially valuable work. You see that? So, no, I remember me and the brother was talking about this a little ways back when they was talking about this universal basic income, UBI. And like basically it's like kind of like what they're doing for people that's like on a fixed income now, but they want to basically put a fixed income to the masses. So basically they want to put a fixed income to all of society, right? But when they do that, what's that going? Because that they systematically they're closing all these businesses down. The dollar's crashing, the dollar's losing value. AI, like they said, is getting more crazier, right? So I think about it. So like that's the plan, and that's how they're gonna usher in the beast system. Because you're gonna need a way to like do this shit without seeming like it's like just going straight to it. Like they're having like they're gradually getting into it. And as they do this, what you think they're gonna do after that? They're gonna be like, yo, you know what? You want to keep this thing going? If you want to stay part of this so beautiful digital utopia society, universal basic income, where you don't have to work and still get paid, you're gonna have to get this MOTB, you're gonna have to get this Karagma. But anyway, I'm gonna read the article. So it says, when Eleanor O'Donovan found out she had been randomly selected to participate in a basic income pilot, you know what a pilot is? A little test run. It says scheme. A basic income pilot scheme. She couldn't believe her luck. In return for a guaranteed salary of just over whatever that is, 1,400 this is L1, I guess that's a pounds, 1,200 pounds a month, or whatever from the Irish government. All the 27-year-old artist had to do was fill out a biannual questionnaire about her well-being and how she spends her time. It was like winning the lottery. I was in such disbelief, she says. And that's how they're gonna make it cute. That's how they're gonna bring this new system. You get paid, but you don't have to work. And they're gonna give you enough money to you could substantially take care of yourself. Cause you think about it, right? I just seen an article. I ain't read the name of the company, but it was a grocery store that basically closed. It was closing down 30 stores. So what's that gonna mean? It's gonna be a trickle down effect. As more of these stores close down, who else is gonna be affected? These truck drivers, these supply chain companies, all of that. It's all a trickle down effect. Because what Esau's trying to corner the whole market to where everybody has to solely rely on him. Okay, but anyway. So she said it was like winning the lottery. I was in such disbelief, she said. Remember, she was randomly selected, so she wasn't expecting this. Okay? So it said the income which she will receive until September 2025 has enabled her to give up temping and focus instead on her art. It covers my living expense, my rent, food, and day-to-day stuff, which is all anybody would ever ask for. Your rent, your food, and your day-to-day expenses. So and that means you're also able to do other things that like your leisure time. You'll have more leisure time, and that's what Esau's gonna try to bring. He's gonna try to make it seem so cute and seem so dope to her, like yeah, word. But then the flip side is he's gonna bring in the MOTB. He's gonna bring in that CHIP. So it says the concept of a guaranteed basic income might seem novel or neuric, but it dates back to 1795, when the American founding father Thomas Paine suggested a national fund should pay every adult, rich or poor, a ground rent of whatever L10 a year until the age of 50. Earth is the common property of the human race. He argues so everyone has been collectively dispossessed by the introduction of the system of landed property and was entitled to compensation. So basically saying that we're all inhabitants of the earth and we all deserve a piece of whatever it has to offer, basically. So it said today, as artificial intelligence AI learns from the collective intellectual and creative output of humans and uses this to dispossess workers of their livelihoods. The idea of universal basic income, see, and that's what the whole goal was for this AI shit. They didn't give a fuck about the optics of it. It was basically to bringing this new system to where you solely rely on the government. You get paid from the government. So it says, today, as artificial intelligence learns from the collective intellectual and creative output of humans and uses this to dispossess workers of their livelihoods. The idea of universal basic, so basically the AI is going to take people's jobs, but they're going to say, oh, but we got this though. It says the idea of universal basic income (UBI) as a possible solution is gaining traction. So now it's gaining traction because more jobs are being lost, more businesses are shutting down, so people won't have nowhere to go. So Esau is as a fucking devil. He already had this set up from the jump. It says we are seeing the most disruptive force in history. Tesla founder and formerly Twitter owner Elon Musk said last year, before speculating, there will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want one for personal satisfaction, but AI will do everything. And what movie does that sound like? That sounds like I, Robot with Will Smith, which I believe came out in 2007. This sounds a lot like I, Robot, man. Nobody really worked. You had the robots do everything. You had robots be your nannies. You had robots do all the fucking manual labor of things. And this is exactly what it is. But it says we are seeing the most disruptive force in history. Tesla founder and formerly Twitter owner Elon Musk said last year, before speculating, there will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want one for personal satisfaction. Now, who the fuck is going to have that, man? Like, honestly. If you're paying people and they don't have to do shit, who's gonna have a job for personal satisfaction? That generation is dying away. We're coming into the era of lazy motherfuckers. Okay? It says, but AI will do everything. So it says, the counter argument is that although AI can replace a range of jobs, it will also create new roles, including oversight of AI decision making, known as human in the loop. It says, yet for many workers, the advance of AI continues to be alarming. In March, after analyzing 22,000 tasks in the UK economy, covering every type of job, a model created by the Institute for Public Policy Research predicted that 59% of tasks currently done by humans, particularly women and young people, could be affected by AI in the next 3 to 5 years. In the worst case scenario, this would trigger a jobs apocalypse. In the worst case scenario, this would trigger a jobs apocalypse where 8 million people lose their jobs in the UK alone. So 8 million people in the UK could lose their jobs alone within the next 3 to 5 years because there's AI and then they're going to come up with this universal basic income. But they're causing a problem and they're not having a solution. That's order app chaos. You causing this problem. You created this AI shit. And then in the mix, if that's going to take away jobs, but then you say now you have this universal basic income, and what are they going to do with this universal basic income? They're going to pay you to do nothing, right? Because the article says money for nothing, but then they're going to let it go by. They're going to let some time go on. Because remember that he has a short time, so he's going to let a little bit of time go on, and they're going to say, you know what, yo, we got this. If you want to keep it, yo, you got to get this chip. That's how we know we at the end, because all this digital shit, all this CBDC shit, all of this digital currency, all of this shit, all this war stuff going on, all these are signs of the last days. All these businesses shutting down, all these jobs being lost. You got businesses shutting down left and right. You got restaurants shutting down left and right. You got a lot of things. You got this whole country crumbling. So it says, reading on, so it says, UBI will provide a vital safety net. Under capitalism, you need money to survive. It's that simple, says Dr. Neil Howard, an international development social protection researcher at the University of Bath. He and his team have helped to develop basic income pilots around the world. And like Thomas Paine, he believes that a redistribution of the privatized resources of all human beings is inherently just. Howard likens the large language models of AI that rely on an aggregated collection of human knowledge to the enclosure of the commons, which began in the 1600s and privatized most of England's common land. The commonwealth of the world and of humanity should by rights belong to all of us, says Howard. What is this? What is it? He shall seek to please the poor. Because here it is, all these rich motherfuckers, all these devils, all these motherfuckers at the top. Now y'all care about, now you want to bring in a system to where everybody could be good? Nah, I should get that scripture after that. So the commonwealth of the world and of humanity should by rights belong to all of us, says Howard. It has been appropriated by the few, and that leads the many to either have to struggle to survive or simply not effectively do so. So there's justice underpinning the claim of UBI. So you see that? That means, because everybody's struggling now, so everybody shouldn't have to struggle. But why y'all doing that now? Because why? He's at his end. So I'm going to read that part again. So it says, so it says the commonwealth of the world and of humanity should by rights belong to all of us, says Howard. It has been appropriated by the few, and that leads to the many to either have to struggle to survive or simply not effectively do so. And what's happening right now? Everybody, for the most part, has some part of struggle, but most people are struggling. Most people are struggling to make ends meet day to day. So reading on, it says, and that leads the many to either have to struggle to survive or simply not effectively do so. So there's justice underpinning the claim of UBI. So it says, contrary to expectations, he says, it wouldn't necessarily lead to people doing less work. It would enable them to do better work or to invest their time in more socially useful activities. Oh, so now you care about what people do with their time and in their day-to-day activities. But here it is, for like all these years, you motherfucking elites, you central banking families, you've been living high off the taxpayers' teeth. You've been fucking milking the common folk dry. Now all of a sudden you got some shit to where like, now we can all get a piece of the pie and all enjoy the earth. It don't work that way. You about to be taken out, Esau. Thus saith YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. So it says this argument is backed up by a 2020 study conducted by researchers at Utrecht University in the Netherlands. It found that unemployed individuals who were previously in receipt of benefits increased their participation in the labor market after they were giving a basic income for 3 years. Oh, so now they're trying to talk about the benefits of it. So in 2020, and what happened what started in 2020? The whole C-19 thing. So it said the argument is backed by a 2020 study conducted by researchers at Utrecht University in the Netherlands. It found that unemployed individuals who were previously in receipt of benefits increased their participation in the labor market after they were given a basic income for 3 years. Rather than opting for insecure work, taking any job they can get to fulfill the conditions imposed upon them by the benefit system, they were more likely to find and accept a long-term, well-paid job. They also took on more work. So they're basically saying that you give the people this universal basic income, they're being more inclined to work harder or work more efficiently. So they're still going to have you work. So it said, humans need to do work that feels valuable psychologically, says Cleo Goodman, a UBI expert at the think tank Autonomy. It says it's baked into us. It is complete nonsense to suggest that there's a faction of society that just wants to sit around on the sofa all day, drinking beer and watching TV. We want to spend a fair amount of our time doing something that makes us proud. She believes that everyone has the potential to find their niche, work they're good at. That gives their lives meaning and purpose. But hold on, what the fuck? So what the fuck y'all been doing for these 100 years now? And there are people and when this UBI comes, there are people going to be just going to sit around watching TV and drinking beer. Because it's going to be the same thing that happened during the C-19 lockdown. All people doing is sitting and getting fat. Nobody wants to work no more. This is the land of laziness. All this digital shit, all of this online shopping, online deliveries, food and all that. It's made people so lazy to where they don't want to do nothing. So if they do bring this UBI, watch how much people don't work. That's just a hypothesis. That's what I think. Because this generation now, after like the 80s babies and all that, the work ethic has gone down the toilet. You know? So it says, for example, she believed that if UBI was available, people would do more creative and charitable work. The kind of work that is now very difficult to make an income from is a kind of work that I think people would move to in droves, and I think that would be positive for society. But what is that? But what you gonna need that for if everybody's gonna be getting money? Everybody's gonna be getting an income. They ain't gonna be. It said. Remember, it said in the article, in a couple of lines up, it said to rich and poor people going to receive a universal basic income. So what charity you gonna need to do? What charitable work is gonna need to be done? Everybody's gonna be on an even playing field. That's why it's called universal basic income. Universal throughout the globe. And that's gonna be their fix and say that's how they're gonna fix society. That's how you're gonna cure homelessness and all this other shit. But what are they gonna do in the meantime? And as that goes on, they're gonna bring in that Michael C hit. It's all to bring in the beast system. Because remember, this is the Lord's plan. The Lord got them doing this. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI had them doing this. Okay? That's pretty much it, man. Oh, actually, I'm gonna read down here. So it says, while no basic income scheme is now available in England, Autonomy is looking to change that. Goodman is fundraising to run a micro pilot that will get 15 people in 2 areas, Central Jarrow and South Tyneside and East Finchley and North London, £1,600 a month for 2 years to observe the impact on their lives. So 2 years. For 2 years. A lot can happen in 2 years. So it says the only basic income pilot currently running in the UK is a Welsh government scheme for 600 young care leavers. Each is receiving £1,600 a month, $1,280 after tax. So you're still taxing, and it says for 18 months so that researchers can evaluate the scheme's benefits. As intern reports suggest, recipients feel a greater sense of choice and control over the future. So that's what they do. They're seeking to please the poor. That these devils know they're about to go down. So they want to have everybody all comfortable, all fattened up for the kill. So it says in the U.S., it's America, the daughter of Babylon. So it says in the U.S. where there are currently more than 100 UBI pilots being explored or delivered. Researchers have seen similar results. One 2-year pilot in her hands involving black women in the state of Georgia resulted in more women of color returning to education. There you go. Targeting Jake. You devils always targeting Jake, man. And you targeting women, because what did it say up in there a couple lines? It said what? A lot of the AI jobs are affecting women and young people. So it says Shiani Hampton, 47, a disabled grandmother who left school young to have children, was one of them. When I found the flyer under my door, I was skeptical. She says from a home in Atlanta, where at one point in her life she experienced homelessness. Then I researched it a bit and thought maybe I can get a real career instead of hopping from job to job. The income she is receiving, $850 a month until September, has enabled the former warehouse worker to take on an online course and become a security guard, while simultaneously paying off debts. A weight was lifted off my shoulders, she said. You see that? This is their ploy. That's the scheme. Get you to feel financially stable. Because that's what's lacking right now in America. Not too many people are financially stable. So they're going to come up with this. That's the global reset, this universal basic income. It says Hampton moved out of her subsidized apartment and bought a low-cost home with a mortgage. She is now earning enough to meet all her bills without getting into debt. With a little extra money, she says, you can really do a lot. It motivated me to go out and do better for myself. It changed my outlook on life. This is universal basic income. These are people people that are part of the pilot program of the UBI, the universal basic income. We are not going to work You're getting a fixed income enough to take care of your needs, financial needs. So now it's allowing you to do things that you truly cherish doing. It says, I'm gonna read one more and I'm gonna get some scripture. So it says, in Cambridge, Massachusetts, former Mayor Zaduki began a program providing $2,000 low-income families with a guaranteed tax-free income of $500 a month for 18 months. She is a member of Mayors for a Guaranteed Income, a coalition of 150 mayors in the U.S. who are advocating for a nationwide guaranteed income scheme. But the word scheme, though? Hold up. Let's go into the word scheme. Because they said the word scheme a couple times in this. I'm going to etymology real quick. A scheme, it says a figure of speech. A shape, a figure, a form, appearance, figure of speech. Posture and dancing. Oh, it says to get, to have, to hold, to hold, be in a given state or condition. And they're trying to position, they're trying to get you in the condition of what? Being reliant on the government. That's a condition that they're trying to condition you to rely on the government. That's what the universal basic income is. A plot, a plan. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is their plan to condition. They're trying to plan. They're planning to condition people to not have to work and still make money, just like they did with the C-19 lockdown. People were getting unemployment just for doing nothing. But they're going to do that this time around. But then what's going to happen to continue with it? Because remember, these are pilot programs right now, so it's not the actual system. They're just trying it out, seeing how people do. They're experimenting right now. This is an experimental stage. So it says 150 mayors income scheme. So it says her scheme is costing the city $22 million, but she says it was a very easy decision to make. I think we have to do everything we have to do everything we can to provide financial stability and dignity to those who are the most vulnerable in our community, she adds. Now, who's the most vulnerable in the community? Israelites. Jake. Who are the most vulnerable in society, in America's, in the U.S. economy? It said it was a black woman they were targeting, man. Like, come on. So it says what? So it says her scheme is costing the city $22 million, but she says it was a very easy decision to make. I think we have to do everything we can to provide financial stability. There go financial stability again, and that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to be financially stable. It says, and dignity to those who are most vulnerable in our community, which is Jake. It says, she adds, I think it's important to say we recognize you could use help and assistance, and we trust you to figure out how best to use this money. An earlier pilot Sadiq Wise ran in the city resulted in significant improvements in financial health for 130 families, along with higher rates of employment, more time and space for parenting, and improved educational outcomes for children. Hold on, one more. It says, in Cork, and Eleanor O'Donovan, who began receiving Ireland's basic income for creative workers in 2022, so this is all during the C-19, it says, can now spend time doing a job that makes her feel fulfilled. I made my first film last year, which is really huge for me, and I was able to pay other artists to work with me. So that's it. That's it right there. That's it right there. They're giving everybody the condition to feel financially stable with a universal basic income. But what does that mean also? It means what? It's going to be digital. More like it's not going to be cash. You're not going to be able to cash a check. Ooh, and that's the global reset that Biden was talking about. Universal. Hold on, let's go to the word universal. When you go into universal, it says pertaining to the whole of something specified. It says occurring everywhere. It says or belonging to all, altogether, whole, entire, it is one which allows free movement in any. Oh, that's yeah. So this is going to be what occurring everywhere. So this universal basic income is going to be an income being a fixed income occurring everywhere, just like they did with the C-19. And that's what they're about to do. And as they're doing that, along with that, that's when they're going to bring in that chip. So hold up. I got a couple scriptures. Hold up. I know the scripture I want is in Job. Shit. I think it's in Job for sure. Yep. That's what I thought. I thought it was in Job, the 20th chapter. Just had to make sure. So we're going to go to the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 10. So this is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 10, and it reads, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. Oh! But when you go into the NLT, it says, their children will beg from the poor, for they must give back their stolen riches. Who has stolen riches on this world, on this planet? Esau, Edom. And who did he steal it from? Jake. Who did he just say he's going to target? Jake. The ones struggling, the ones that are the most vulnerable in society. Who are the most vulnerable in society, especially in America? Jake. Who are the ones most vulnerable in society throughout the whole world? Jake. The Lord said, well, you should be the tell. You shall go to the nations you should go to Egypt for the one go to the nation for the one of all things, the need of all things. And now they're trying to do it in a cute way. And to make you feel like you're good and to make you feel like you're secure. I'm gonna read that again. So this is Job chapter 20, verse 10 in the NLT. So it says, their children will beg from the poor, for they must give back their stolen riches. Now, who are they going to have to give that back their stolen riches for at the grand scheme of things when YAHAWASHI comes back? To the Israelites. Who did Esau get all his... Whose holy land did Esau steal? Israel. Jake. And now you have to give it back. Now it's time to reap. Now it's time to reap what you sow. Now it's time to give it all back. You didn't consider your latter end. So let's go into this MOTB, because that's what they're really going to usher in to keep all this universal basic income. So there's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16, and it reads, I'm going to read the NLT. So it says, he required everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be given a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, and no one could buy or sell anything without that mark, which was either the name of the beast or the representing his name. Number of the representing his name. It says, wisdom is needed here. Let the one with understanding solve the meaning of the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man. His number is 666. This is NLT of Revelation, the 13th chapter, 16th to the 18th verse. And it's what Esau is about to bring. He's about to bring in his chip. This is how we know we at the actual end. Because all this digital shit is leading to what? The MOTB. That's one of the last prophecies before YAHAWASHI comes back. The third woe coming quickly already. Jacob trouble should come soon enough too. Because what said what? They're already the most vulnerable society already. It said what? It said these were black women. So, hey, there you have it. They shall seek to please the poor. And they're gonna do that in the line of this UBI. And it's gonna be, and on top of that, they're gonna give it to everybody. But who they gonna target first? Who they gonna target first? Who do they always target first? Jake. So with that, Lord, when it's edifying, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, KAKADAS, Shalom.